Okay, welcome and good evening, everyone. Welcome to this presentation this evening. It's always exciting having you here. I'm seeing some familiar names and faces. Well, not the faces, but the names, and also some new names here as well. So yes, very welcome to each and every one of you. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bruce. I will be conducting the presentation with you this evening. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a little introduction into the company and exactly what we do and the business that we are involved in. And then we will go into a bit of, how can I say, financial education, just to get you thinking a bit differently about making money and earning an income. And then from there on, we will get into the business side of things. A couple of house rules: please just keep your mics muted for the duration of the presentation. If there is any questions that pop up while I am presenting, please just put it in the chat box. I will have a look at it afterwards, and I will also give one or two people the opportunity to ask some questions if there are any. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, please note, I am not a financial advisor. I am in no way or means qualified to tell you what to do with your money. All the information and figures that you will be seeing this evening is for educational purposes only, and obviously based on my own personal experience. If you have specific questions about your situation, please do consult with a qualified tax or investment advisor. So we're going to start off with a little video that's going to show you a little bit about a company called Mining City. Like I said, it's just an intro. And then after the video, I'm going to introduce you to the CEOs of the companies, and from there on, we will take things further. So we are part of a company called Mining City. Mining City is in partnership with a company called MindBest. So at the top right-hand corner of your screen, you will see Eyal Avramovich. He is the CEO of MindBest. And MindBest is the company that puts up all these big mining farms across the world. Okay, so they supply the technology and infrastructure. And then where Mining City comes in, that's the CEO at the bottom, Greg Rogowski. So Mining City is an initiative that brings together people who want to unite their strength and increase their chance to mine Bitcoin. So what does that mean? It means that through Mining City, people like myself and you can actually rent hash power from these mining farms, these mining facilities. So when I'm talking about a mining facility or a mining farm, that is the place where all these computers, these supercomputers are based and where they are mining coin. And hash power is the speed at which that computer actually mines the coin. So we are renting hash power from the MindBest mining farms. So you are more than welcome to go and look up on these companies and go and follow them on social media, just to go and see what they are about, what their history is, and where they are going to with regards to this business. So the mining farm that I'm referring to is based up in Kazakhstan. So there's a couple of reasons why Kazakhstan. First and foremost, cheap electricity. They are hydroelectric powered, and that is why the electricity is so much cheaper. Because it is in the old Russia, it gets very cold during winter times, which means they don't have to spend so much money keeping those computers cool. And this is just certification between them and the government that shows that they have agreed to provide mining equipment, power and maintenance, and also the agreement for supplying electricity for a certain period of time. And then obviously every 5 years, this certification will actually be renewed. Now, just for your information as well, especially the new people, this mining farm, you can actually, when the travel ban is lifted, you can actually get on a plane and you can go and visit this mining farm, this mining facility. A lot of our team members has already been there. We were a group of about 40 that would have gone there in April of this year, but unfortunately for us, lockdown happened and it needed to be postponed until next year sometime. But if you want, if you feel like a trip or a holiday, you can go and visit the MineBest mining farm up in Kazakhstan. So we always open the presentation with this little slide. And like I mentioned, just to get you thinking a bit about money, earning money, making money, and what you need to do in order to call yourself wealthy. So this comes from a book called The CASHFLOW Quadrant from Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. If there are any on the Zoom this evening that's not familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, do yourself a favor, go get his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and also CASHFLOW Quadrant, and he will totally change the way you think about money. So this comes out of his book, The CASHFLOW Quadrant. And in this book, what he says is that in life, there is two sides of this quadrant, right? You have a left-hand side and you also have a right-hand side. So there are 4 ways to produce an income. On the left-hand side is where the bulk of the people today fall in. And that's your employees and your self-employed people. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, especially after this year. If you have a job, if you are employed, you are very blessed. But what Robert says in his book is that when you sit on the left-hand side of the quadrant, you have exactly that. You have a job. And in his mind, the job stands for just over broke. Why does he say that? If we really think about it, when we work, we get paid every month. And there are a lot of people out there that lives from paycheck to paycheck, that lives month to month. And that is why he's got this mentality when he says that when you have a job, you're just over broke because there's never extra at the end of the month that you can put away and save or invest somewhere else. Now, on the left-hand side, you also trade your time for money. If you don't get up in the morning, if you don't go into the office, you will not get paid. But here's where the scary thing comes in. On the left-hand side of the quadrant, only 5% of the wealth in the world, 5% of the money that's available out there in the world is shared by 95% of the population. So it means that a lot of people are sharing a small pot of money between them. And that is why Robert refers to that and he says that this is the reason why the poor are getting poorer. And that is why we need to shift our minds from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, where you either become a business owner or you become an investor. Now, when we're talking business owners, we're talking big businesses like the Raymond Ackermans, Pick and Pay, big franchises, maybe like your Mug and Beans, etc. And it's a plug and play system. You know, the owners of those companies, they don't even know all the people that work. All they know is that there's a system that's in place and that system generates money for them. Now, unfortunately, all of us this evening, or I don't know, but mostly don't have 6 or 7 million just lying around in capital that we can put down in opening or starting a business like that. And that is why we need to look at the next available option, which is investing. Putting your money in the right places, letting your money work for you, and then ultimately making money while you are sleeping. Because as Robert says, that's the only time you can call yourself wealthy, is if you are making money while you sleep. Now, again, look at what's happening on the right-hand side of the quadrant. 95% of the money in the world, 95% is only shared by 5% of the population. Small amount of people, a handful of people, is sharing the bulk of the money of the wealth that's out there in the world. And that is why the rich are getting richer. So that's just a little thing to get your brain going, to get you thinking a bit before we move on. So you're more than welcome, like I said, to go and read a bit more about what he is saying regarding the CASHFLOW quadrant. So what is Bitcoin mining? Our company, we specialize in Bitcoin mining. So this will be the last video of the presentation, but I've included this video because it explains what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin mining is, and people really get to understand what it is about and what it is exactly that we do. So please have a look at the short video, and then we will move on and get into the business side.
You may have heard of Bitcoin by now, and the hype it had over the last few weeks, reaching all-time highs, then boom, dropping over $1,000 within minutes, and a few days later, hitting a new all-time high. 7 years ago, 10,000 Bitcoins were used to buy 2 pizzas. Now, one is worth over $10,000. But what is Bitcoin really? Basically, it's a new form of currency known as cryptocurrency, or crypto for short. It's not like everyday paper money that we're used to, but a form of digital currency invented by a mysterious person known as Satoshi Nakamoto. The goal was to create a peer-to-peer system for online payments. P2P means that it's decentralized and works independent of any financial institution. Think of it like this. When you go into a coffee shop to buy a latte with your bank card, you don't actually give any money to the cafe owner. The bank does. With digital currency, there's no banks, no entities, or governments that control it, eliminating the need for a middleman. So where does Bitcoin come from? Well, it's mined. Not with the traditional pickaxe, but with computing complex mathematical equations. Once the equations are solved, new Bitcoins are generated, or mined. The term mining is commonly used because, like our mineral resources, there's a limited number of Bitcoins out there. In the case of Bitcoin, that number is 21 million, period. But there's more. Miners don't only generate new Bitcoins. They use their computers to verify transactions and prevent fraud 24 hours a day. This is done by collecting all transactions made during a set period into a list, called the block. It's the miner's job to confirm those transactions and write them into a general ledger, which kind of resembles a huge, giant, universally accessible spreadsheet. So, instead of one person controlling everything, there are thousands of computers around the world connected to a network which all come to an agreement on which transactions are valid. But how does it do all this? By using something called blockchain. If Bitcoin is email, then blockchain is the internet. It's a whole ecosystem that we'll cover in another video. Another thing to mention, mining Bitcoin is costly. There's the high cost of electricity and the hardware components wearing out. An individual mining Bitcoin would find it really difficult to make any money that way. That's why there are Bitcoin farms around the world, mining, processing, and verifying transactions. People can invest in them and get a small percentage of the returns. Alternatively, Bitcoin can be traded on many exchanges. An exchange is a marketplace where you may buy or sell your crypto in exchange for regular currencies. There are many exchanges that any person can use. Coinbase, Bittrex, and Kraken are some of the most popular. Do you think Bitcoin is going to revolutionize how we use and think about money? Or is it just hype?
So I hope that gives you a better understanding of exactly what it is, especially if you don't really understand cryptocurrencies. You're more than welcome to go and do some of your own homework. But in short, in our belief and our crypto enthusiasts do believe that crypto is the next step in the evolution of money. That is where the world is moving towards. We are already in the digital age of things because we are already making use of online banking, cell phone banking, swiping our cards. Cash is getting lesser and lesser, and a lot of people believe that in the next 7 to 10 years, we will become a cashless society. And that is the gap that cryptocurrencies will actually fill when it comes to that. So as you heard in the video, mining plays 2 major roles in maintaining the Bitcoin network, confirming transactions, and then every time that transaction is confirmed, a new coin gets issued. So let's get started. We specialize and we mine 2 products, namely Bitcoin, that's been around for close to 12 years, since 2008, and then a new coin with the name Bitcoin Vault. That is very new. It was launched the end of November of 2019. And you might have heard or seen that people are ranting and raving about Bitcoin Vault, and there is very good reason for that. So how do you participate? How can you get your hands on some Bitcoin or Bitcoin Vault? So first and foremost, you need to download and register on what we call a crypto wallet or a crypto exchange. You can see these exchanges and wallets like a bank account for your cryptocurrencies. This is where you hold your crypto safe, and this is where you can buy, sell, and obviously trade Bitcoin. So in South Africa, some of the most common ones is ChainX, ValR, and then obviously you guys are familiar with Luno, and then globally also something like Liquid, Bittrex, Binance, and so forth. So what you need to do to download one of these, you register on it, you make it a beneficiary in your bank account. Once it is a beneficiary in your bank account, you can transfer money in there, and once the money reflects, you can then purchase yourself some crypto. It's as easy as that. Now, this process is typically called buy and hold, because people will buy crypto for a certain price and they will then sell it for a profit. And those of you familiar with Bitcoin would have seen that Bitcoin has been on an amazing rally the last couple of days. And it's almost touching on its all-time high. Maybe it's surpassed that by now, I'm not too sure. But let's say you buy crypto, you were able to buy a Bitcoin for 200,000 Rand. Then you would have been able to now sell your Bitcoin for 290,000 Rand or 280,000 Rand, which means that you would have made a good 80,000 Rand profit. But here is where we see the challenge come in with this process, is how do you now afford your next Bitcoin? You're either going to wait for the price to drop again, or you're going to have to sell and use some of your profits in order to buy more Bitcoin. Because this is not where Bitcoin is going to stop. There are a lot of the crypto experts out there that's expecting $100,000 Bitcoin price by this time next year, and even people talking about 200 or 300,000. And then in the next 5 to 7 years, there's a big possibility that we will see a price of $1 million Bitcoin price. But so that's how you do it. You can buy and hold, but that's why we say rather mine. And that's why we say that mining is so much more profitable. Why? Because when you mine a coin, you are accumulating coin on a daily basis. You are accumulating coin on a daily basis, which means if you start mining today, in a year's time from now, you would have accumulated coins. In 2 years from now, you would have had more coins, and in 3 years, you will have more coins still. And just imagine if all of us started mining and accumulating Bitcoin 5 or 10 years back. We all would have been multi-millionaires. If you had only 3 or 4 coins in your pocket, it would have been worth over $1 million. Imagine if you had 10, 20 or 30 coins. And that is the magic behind mining. But before we get into that, I need to talk to you a little bit about Bitcoin Vault and why we are so excited about this coin. So as I've mentioned, Bitcoin Vault was started at the end of November 2019. Now, just to give you an idea, this coin was launched for $1 and it already reached an all-time high of $500. It recently made a retracement, which was very good and healthy for the coin. It survived that, which shows that the things that they've put in place for this coin is the correct things, and there is a very, very bright future for Vault. I think it's currently trading at about $105. It's still the best performing cryptocurrency out there since inception. What else does Bitcoin Vault offer? So Bitcoin Vault was designed to actually fill a big gap in the crypto space. It has a third key, an extra level of security, which means it is protected from theft. Every transaction is alerted on a chain for 144 blocks. And then the big thing behind Vault, it's the first crypto out there that can actually reverse a transaction within 24 hours. So why is that important? If you go and you Google and you see how much Bitcoin, how much crypto was lost in the last couple of years, it's millions, if not billions of dollars. And it's because people send it to the wrong accounts. Obviously, there are things like hacking that takes place. And this is the role that Bitcoin Vault is going to play. And this is the gap that it's going to fill in the market. And once this gets exposed to the world out there, you can be sure that the volume is going to pick up and people are going to be running to get their hands on some Bitcoin Vault. It is a long-term store of value, just like any other coin out there. As I've mentioned, it's got the 3 private keys structure and that extra level of security. So here is our mining packages. This is what you can be looking at if you are interested to start mining, either Bitcoin or Bitcoin Vault. But please just be aware of the fact that Vault is the one that is giving us higher rewards on a daily basis. Yes, the price might be lower, but remember, Vault has been put here so that it can eventually get to where Bitcoin is now. And that is how you need to see it. So please bear in mind that mining need to be seen as a bit of a long-term strategy, because, like I've said, you want to accumulate as much coin as possible over the next 3, 4 to 5 years. And when that coin price is then sitting on $5,000, $6,000, or maybe $10,000 a coin, that is when you will benefit from this. So let me show you what our entry-level mining packages look like. Here's our primary for $300, our standard for $600, and our bronze for $1,200. So what do you get? You get to rent hash power. You will see with the primary, you get to rent 3 terahash for a period of 1,100 days. So your mining contract term is 1,100 days, 3 years. You will start mining 10 days from date of purchase. And then this is just the type of miner that we use. The equipment is a Watts Miner M21S. So remember, again, that's what I say. This is what the company does. It rents out hash power to people like myself and you. Now you will see the biggest difference is the higher your package, the higher your terahash, your hash rate. And the higher your hash rate, obviously the higher your mining rewards. Then we get into the higher packages. The top 3 is the silver at 2,400, the gold at 4,200, and the platinum at 12,600. Everything is exactly the same. Contract period 3 years. You start 10 days after purchase, but as you will see, the hash rate at the bottom is much higher, and that is why they yield so much higher rewards on coin on a daily basis. Now you can decide where you want to start. You can start on $300, and you can then upgrade your packages or purchase more packages until your package level is on a silver, a gold, or even a platinum. Or if you can afford it, just start with a gold or a platinum so that you can earn more coins on a daily basis and you can build up your portfolio so much quicker. Now I know the question on everyone's lips at the moment is, so how much coin can I expect to mine on these packages? Please do speak to the guy or the person or the lady who invited you to this presentation this evening or who referred you, so that they can show you what they are currently making on their mining packages based on their experience. And from there, you can have an idea of what you can expect back. But please remember, crypto is like any other currency out there, it fluctuates. Mining is also, there's a lot of factors that play, that has an impact on mining. And mining can fluctuate up and down as well. So it doesn't help you going to see what the guy mines, then multiply it by 30 and then by 12, because that won't be a true reflection of what you will actually mine. And remember, the price currently is sitting at $105 for Bitcoin Vault. That's if you mine Bitcoin Vault now, right? That price in 2 or 3 years' time might be sitting, as I've mentioned, on $3,000 or $5,000 a coin. That is where you see the benefit, and that is why you have a 3-year mining contract. It's because you will then see the benefit in that period. However, you will still get paid out on a daily basis, and you can withdraw your money whenever you want. It's your money. You decide what you want to do with it. I'm just saying to you, based on my experience, you will take the most benefit out of it if you leave it there or accumulate for a year, 2 years, or even the full 3-year period. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope that is clear. So then the next thing that's coming our way, and it's actually coming our way for quite some time, and we can't wait. And there has been a little bit of a delay, but that is the crypto debit cards. So once these crypto debit cards is launched, it's going to make life much easier for us, because currently what's happening is we are actually withdrawing our coins from the Mining City back office into our wallets or exchanges. Then you are selling it for your local currency before then transferring it into your bank account. Now, the way this has been explained with the crypto debit cards is you can actually transfer your crypto directly onto this card, and then you can go and swipe this card anywhere in the world, and it will automatically convert your crypto into fiat. So yes, you can imagine how much easier that's going to be. So yeah, we are really looking forward to these cards as well. So if you are interested, if you like what we were talking about so far, then you need to decide what plan you would like to start with. If you want to rent some hash power and mine some Bitcoin and Bitcoin Vault, you decide on the plan, You buy the plan, you purchase it, you will be paid out daily. Every evening at about 9 or 10 o'clock, you will get rewards, your mining rewards paid into your back office. It's 100% passive income. You don't have to do anything, okay? That machine does the work for you. That computer does the magic. There's no maintenance plan. You pay once and never again, unless if you want to upgrade and buy more packages. So that is the first half of the presentation. Believe me, the second half is not so long. Apologies. I know I run a bit over time with this, but I just like to explain it nicely to the new people so that they understand exactly how it works. There will still be questions, I know, but at least I feel comfortable that whatever we talked about here is clear and you understand. So now the second half of the presentation. So there are two sides. The first side is your passive income, it's your mining, it's your long-term strategy. And then the second part of the business is where we are building your typical network marketing. Now, before you run away, please, this is not compulsory. You don't have to do this. But if you want to make the quick money, if you want to make more money so much quicker, this is where you need to be focusing on. And I would highly recommend that you try at least to see what potential you can have out of this side of the business. So let me show you how it works and what you can actually earn from this. So if you want to try your hands on building the business, you will have an opportunity to earn 3 additional income streams. This is all over and above your mining. Full share bonuses, $200 binary cycle bonus, and then a $10 binary team matching bonus. So let me take you through each and every one of these so that you can see how it works and how you can actually earn extra money from this. So the full share bonuses. Let's say you are now a member of Mining City, you like what you see, you start telling people about it, they are interested and they want to also now buy themselves a mining plan. For the first 5 people that you bring into the company, they will automatically be placed in your Team A, the first 5 people, Team A. I just want to clear up something. It doesn't matter where they go into the structure, okay? They don't need to be left, they don't need to be right, they can be anywhere. They will go and sit under your Team A and the system does that for you automatically. So what that means is that if you happen to sign a gold in your first 5, you have an opportunity to earn $210 that same evening after you've signed. Then when we move on from your 6th person up to infinity, they will be placed in your Team B. And there you have an opportunity to earn 10% bonus on the value of the package that they purchase. So first 5 people, Team A, 5%, from your 6th person to infinity, 10% that you can earn. Now you see these little guys with the yellow jackets? They are what we call city builders, business builders. It's like myself and my team and the rest of the people who do this for a living. And in order for you to qualify, you need at least 1 builder in your Team A and also 1 builder in your Team B. So that is your bonuses. Now let's go into the structure. This is your binary tree. Remember, network marketing, your binary tree, you have a left leg and a right leg. This is you at the top. You are the CEO of your own business, and that is why you are there. Just want to move this cursor out of the way. And there are the packages on the right hand side. And as you can see, each package has a certain amount of credits associated with it. Why is this important? Because let's say this is you and you now start building your business. And remember, people that come under you can also come from people that's on top of you, your upline. But you now start building your business. It goes well. And remember, the people you bring in, maybe they are builders, they are placing some of the people. And now let's say you or someone else places a gold package at the bottom on the left-hand side. And someone else maybe places a gold on the right. So if someone on top of you places it here, we call it a spillover. And that is why it's a gold spillover. Now look what happens. A gold is worth 7 credits. Now what happens to the 7 credits? Everyone in that line, in that structure, benefits from those 7 credits. It sits on a person on top of or that person that you place on their right hand side, a person on top of them left, and you will get the 7 credits on your left hand side. The guy that was placed on the right, look what happens. Once again, everyone in that line, in that structure, benefits from those 7 credits. Now you have 7 credits on each side. The system requires of you to have 5 credits on each side in order for you to generate what we call a cycle worth $200. So you need 5 and 5. You now accumulated 7 and 7. So that same evening, the system will come. It will take the 5 and the 5. It will leave you with a balance of 2 on each side. And that same evening, you will generate $200 worth of Bitcoin or Bitcoin Vault that will be paid into your wallet, your Mining City wallet. We are talking dollars here, but remember, you will be paid out in coin to the value of $200. Now, what I like to stress here is just to show you the potential already if you manage to achieve this. Now, let's say this is already your team B, because there's already more than 5 people in here, right? So they are already in your team B, so you can earn 10%. Now, let's say you have a gold package yourself, and you placed these 2 gold packages. You yourself placed them. It's your direct referrals or placements. Then you will earn 10% here, which is $420. You will earn 10% here, another $420, plus your $200 cycle. It means that it's $1,000 that you have earned, and this is possible, and you can achieve this in one day. $1,000, what is that? It's 15,500 rand, 15,500 rand in South Africa. It's a lot of money. It can already make a big difference in your financial situation, I can imagine. So yes, this is how it works. This is how the credit works. Once the credits are used up, it goes back to 0 and you need to start accumulating again. But remember, if you have a team that also works and also builds under you, you will also benefit from the credits that comes through them. So it's not just yourself. You've got this whole team that is working, and you will benefit from those credits. And it doesn't matter if this is 100 levels deep. If someone places a gold there, it will work its way all the way through to the top. And there will even be people sitting here that might not be working. They are just there for the mining, but they themselves will then earn some credits until they have enough to generate a cycle. I hope that is clear once again, guys. I know people have a lot of questions about this, so please do speak to the people who invited you or who has been part of the business for some time now. So how many times a day can you cycle? It's according to your ranking, because it is a network marketing company. There are ranks in a business, which we'll talk about a bit later. But if you have a standard package, a $600 package or higher, you are a citizen, what we call a citizen. Now, citizens can cycle up to 4 times per day, which is the equivalent of $800. So it means if you manage to accumulate enough credits to cycle 4 times, you will get paid $800. If you accumulate enough credits for 6 cycles, because you are only a citizen, you will only get paid out your 4. The balance of the 2 will go back into the system, into the business. So in order for you to generate more cycles, you need to then obviously climb ranks. As you can see, the higher you go, the more cycles you have. And our top dogs in the company, the governors, can actually cycle up to 14 times per day, which is the equivalent of $2,800. Then your last income that you can generate through building the business is what we call the binary team matching bonuses. What this means is that, let's say your team member below you has 5 credits left, but only 4 credits right. It means that they are 1 credit short in order to generate the cycle, correct? Because they need 5 on each side. If you then place someone in their right-hand line, their right-hand side, on their right-hand leg, and you assist them with generating a cycle, the system will reward you an additional $10 for assisting a team member. So if you are able to assist 3 team members to cycle, you will get an additional $30 paid into your account in coin, once again. So we're almost done. 2 or 3 slides left, guys. So let's quickly talk about the ranks. As I've mentioned, $600 or higher, standard package or higher, you are a citizen. In order for you to become what we call a city builder, you yourself need to sponsor 5 citizens, and you need to have an enrollment tree volume of $12,000. Now, this is not you alone. This is you and your team, you and your 5 citizens, and whoever gets placed under you. All of that accumulates towards your sales volume here. Then if you want to become a city developer, you need to have a total of 3 city builders in your team and a sales volume of $60,000. But remember, you've already accumulated $12,000. So in actual fact, you just need to achieve another $48,000 there to reach your sales volume. In short, the easiest way I can explain it, in order for you to get promoted to the following rank, 3 of your team members also need to jump to the next rank, and you need to achieve your sales volume in order for you to get promoted. So here are our higher ranks in the company, the city managers, the chief managers, and the mayors. And as you can see, from your city manager and your city chief manager, look at these sales volumes, $2.4 million. And this is what these guys have been doing and working towards. So as you can imagine, they don't just sit back and wait for money to come to them. These people are working. They are working hard, they are working the system, and that is why the system is working for them. Your city mayors, look at that, $12 million in sales volume. So this used to be the highest rank in the company, and they decided, no, the challenge isn't hard enough. So they brought in what we now know as a governor. This is the top rank in the company, and to become a governor, you need to have 3 city mayors in your team, and you need to have achieved $100 million worth of sales volume. And there are governors in this business. So yeah, you can imagine, as I've said, these guys are already enjoying the fruits of their labor. They've worked hard, they've put in the time and the effort, they've coached their teams to duplicate what they know, and that is why they now can earn 6, 7, or even 8-figure incomes in a monthly basis. And this can be done, guys. It all depends on how hard you work. Some people become managers in 6 months. Some people become managers in a year or 2 years. It all depends on how much time and effort you want to put into your business. Remember, this is your business. It's not mine. I'm running my business. You need to treat this as your business, and you need to coach your teams and teach them to duplicate what you know, obviously, and your upline need to do the same for you. And together, everyone can actually achieve these ranks. So why is the ranks important besides the cycles? Well, let me show you. You will also get rewarded for doing a good job and for climbing ranks in the company. So when you become a builder, you will be paid out in cryptocurrency to the value of $100. This is once-off payments, right? When you become a developer, crypto to the value of $250, and this is where things start getting nice. Managers, $3,500 as a once-off payment, as a bonus. Now, I mean, in South Africa, that's what? Close to 40,000, 50,000 Rand. That's already a nice lump sum in your pocket. Then from chief manager, a once-off bonus of $50,000, or you can choose a vehicle for the same value. We have a Mercedes-Benz E-Class here. If that's not your flavor, you can decide which vehicle you would like, as long as it's to the value of $50,000. Then the mayors, they have a decision between the cash or the car. Once again, the cash is $100,000, and then the governors, $350,000, or an apartment for that same value anywhere in the world. Now, people, if this doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. Even just to drive and to work towards getting these bonuses alone should already be motivation enough to try your hands on this business. It can make a big difference in a lot of households, I can imagine. And we've seen it, we've experienced it, and we've tasted it, and believe me, it tastes good. It's a barbecue you want to be a part of, believe me when I tell you that. Because over and above these bonuses, you've seen what you can achieve with regards to with the bonuses in the beginning, and then obviously your cycles that you can generate as well. And I don't always say this because we don't like to talk about it, but believe me when I tell you, it is not difficult to earn 100,000 Rand a month in this company once you get your team set up and once you get going. It's not. Some of the top guys, your managers, your chief managers, I'm not going to give you a figure, but they earn 5 to 10 times that amount on a monthly basis. So let that sink in. I'll leave that with you for your imagination, and you can decide what the figure is that you have in your head. So this was just a little event that we had about a year back when the CEOs of the companies came to visit us. There's Greg, Team Crypto City representing here. There's Bertus. And at the bottom here is Bertus and his wife Krista with a guy called John. John is one of the governors, and there was a time, and it was about 6-7 months back, John was already earning 2 Bitcoin on a daily basis. That is what he was earning per day. I don't even want to know where he's standing on at the right now. It's probably double or triple that. And there is Krista and Bactus again with a guy called Mr. Well, he's known in the industry as Mr. Bitcoin. His book is also called Mr. Bitcoin. You can actually go and purchase it and read how this young chap became a multi-millionaire by the age of 21 through cryptocurrencies. Now, we would have had this same event this year, but unfortunately, once again, lockdown spoiled the fun for us. And I truly hope that we can have this, because we are expecting at least 2,000 or 3,000 people to rock up when we have the same event next year sometime. After the event, EL went and he met with Mr. Ramaphosa. Now, those of you who don't know, Mr. Ramaphosa and his son, they are ambassadors for the fourth industrial revolution, and they obviously know what crypto can do to fight poverty in a country like South Africa. So they are aware of what these guys are doing, and they are in talks regularly. And that is it. That is what I have for you this evening. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. I always leave you with this. Take control of your financial future. Why do I say that? Remember, you don't invest in my future. You don't invest in your friends or your family's future. You invest in your future. You need to make that decision. If you want to try your hands, or you feel that you're comfortable with just mining and going into it for the long term, that's your choice. Remember, it's your money. You decide what you do with it. When you decide to try your hands on building the business, then you also need to decide, you need to write down some goals. What do you want to achieve out of this business? Set yourself a target and start small. Start with 5,000 Rand a month. Once you achieve 5,000, you can push it up to 10, 20. Then your mind will broaden. You will see what is possible. Now you will be looking at 50, and then comes the 100, and so on and so on. But at the end of the day, it all depends on one person. And that is that person looking back at you in the mirror every morning. It's you. Only you can determine what your future will look like. And guys, please, it won't happen overnight. And don't get discouraged, okay? But if you work hard, like I said, if you work the system, if you duplicate what we do, I can promise you, I've seen it based on my experience, this is worth the while. I have left my job to do this full time, and I am not looking back 1 minute. I'm not making any guarantees. I'm not saying that what works for me will work for you, but I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I can tell you now that it is worth the while. At least try. Begin somewhere and try. If you're willing to sit and work there for your boss for the next 30 or 40 years, that's your choice. Or you can try your hands on something like this for the next year, 2 or 3 years, and you can become financially free. It's all up to you.